Think you need months of patience before harvesting anything from your garden? That's one of the biggest myths holding gardeners back. After 3 decades of growing my own food, I've learned some vegetables practically sprint to your plate. Today, I'm sharing 10 fast-growing veggies you can harvest in under 1 month. Stick around for baby spinach and a bonus tip that might change how you plan your garden. The first fast-growing vegetable on our list is radishes. If you've never experienced the thrill of pulling a perfectly round, ruby red root from the soil just 3 weeks after planting, you're in for a treat. Radishes are the quintessential speed crop, and honestly, the best confidence builder for any gardener who wants quick results. The variety I recommend is Cherry Belle. This classic cultivar matures in just 22 to 25 days, producing those iconic bright red globes with crisp white flesh and a pleasant peppery bite. You can grow Cherry Belle in USDA zones 2 through 11 as an annual, which means nearly everyone can enjoy them. For best results, sow seeds directly into loose, well-drained soil about ½ an inch deep. Keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Radishes don't transplant well, so direct sowing is the way to go. Plant a short row every week for a continuous harvest throughout the cool season. They prefer temperatures between 50 and 65 degrees, so spring and fall are ideal. In hotter weather, they can turn woody or overly spicy, so timing matters. The second vegetable on our list is microgreens. These tiny powerhouses are the fastest edible crop you can grow, and they work beautifully for gardeners in any USDA zone since you can cultivate them indoors year-round or outdoors when conditions allow. What exactly are microgreens? They're simply young seedlings harvested just after the first true leaves emerge, typically within 7 to 14 days of planting. That's not a typo. You can go from seed to plate in under 2 weeks. I recommend starting with a blend of sunflower, pea, and radish microgreens. This combination gives you a variety of flavors and textures, from the nutty crunch of sunflower to the fresh sweetness of pea shoots to the subtle spice of radish. All you need is a shallow tray, some quality potting mix or coconut coir, and a sunny windowsill or basic grow light. Spread your seeds densely across the surface, mist them daily, and watch the magic happen. Harvest by snipping just above the soil line when the first true leaves appear. Microgreens pack a serious nutritional punch, often containing higher concentrations of vitamins and minerals than their mature counterparts. They're perfect for salads, sandwiches, and garnishing just about anything. The third fast-growing vegetable worth your attention is arugula. This Mediterranean green has earned a loyal following among gardeners who appreciate its signature peppery, slightly nutty flavor. And when you grow the right variety, you can be harvesting baby leaves in just 21 days. The cultivar I suggest is Astro. It's specifically bred for quick maturity and bolt resistance, which means you get a longer harvest window before the plant goes to seed and turns bitter. Astro thrives in USDA zones 3 through 11, making it accessible to gardeners across the country. Sow arugula seeds directly in the garden about a ½ inch deep in rows or scattered in a patch. Keep the soil evenly moist during germination. Once seedlings emerge, thin them to about 4 inches apart, though you can eat those thinnings too. Arugula prefers cooler weather, so plant it in early spring or late summer for the best flavor. In hot conditions above 75 degrees, it bolts quickly and develops an unpleasantly sharp taste. Harvest outer leaves first using the cut and come again method, and the plant will keep producing for weeks. Fresh arugula transforms any salad from ordinary to restaurant quality. Now, if you're finding this video helpful so far, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps this video reach more gardeners like yourself, who would also find this information helpful. All right, let's continue. The fourth vegetable that deserves a spot in your fast harvest garden is garden cress. This is one of the most underrated speed vegetables out there, maturing in just 14 to 17 days from seed to harvest. If you've never grown it, you're missing out on one of gardening's best-kept secrets. The variety I recommend is Wrinkled Crinkled Crumpled. Yes, that's really its name, and it describes the beautifully textured leaves this cultivar produces. Garden cress grows well in USDA zones 3 through 11 and tolerates a range of conditions. The flavor is tangy and pleasantly spicy, similar to watercress, but easier to grow since it doesn't require running water or boggy conditions. Simply sow seeds on the surface of moist soil or even a damp paper towel if you're growing indoors. Press them gently, but don't bury them because they need light to germinate. Keep the growing medium consistently moist and you'll see sprouts within days. Garden cress works wonderfully as a garnish in sandwiches or sprinkled over soups and salads. It adds a peppery kick that wakes up any dish. Because it matures so quickly, you can plant successive batches every week and always have fresh cress on hand. The fifth fast-growing vegetable on our list is baby leaf lettuce. While heading lettuces like iceberg sweet flavor that works in virtually any salad combination. Salad bowl grows reliably in USDA zones 4 through 9. The real advantage of baby leaf lettuce is the cut and come again harvest method. Once leaves reach about 4 inches tall, snip them an inch above the soil line with clean scissors. The plant will regrow, giving you multiple harvests from a single planting. Sow seeds shallowly in loose, fertile soil and keep them consistently watered. Lettuce has shallow roots and dries out quickly, so mulching helps retain moisture. Plant in partial shade during warmer months since lettuce bolts and turns bitter in heat. For the sweetest, most tender leaves, harvest in the morning when plants are fully hydrated. The sixth vegetable worth considering is pea shoots. These tender young tendrils deliver that unmistakable sweet pea flavor without requiring you to wait months for pods to develop. You can be harvesting delicious pea shoots in just 14 to 21 days after planting. Any shelling pea variety works, but I particularly like speckled peas for growing shoots. They're inexpensive, germinate readily, and produce vigorous growth. Pea shoots thrive in USDA zones 2 through 11 when grown, as a cool season crop. Here's the beauty of pea shoots. You don't need much space at all. A shallow container filled with potting mix, a seed tray, or even a repurposed takeout container works perfectly. Soak your pea seeds overnight before planting to speed germination. Press them into moist soil about an inch apart and cover lightly. Keep them watered and in bright, indirect light. Once shoots reach 4 to 6 inches tall with those characteristic curling tendrils, snip them just above the lowest set of leaves. Many plants will produce a second flush of growth for another harvest. Pea shoots are wonderful in salads, stir-fries, or simply sautéed with garlic as a side dish. The seventh fast-growing vegetable to add to your garden is mustard greens. Specifically, I want to introduce you to Mizuna, an Asian variety that produces delicate, feathery leaves ready for harvest in just 21 days at the baby stage. Mizuna has a milder flavor than traditional mustard greens, making it approachable for gardeners who find other mustards too spicy. It grows well in USDA zones 4 through 9 and handles cool weather beautifully. The serrated leaves add visual interest and a subtle peppery note to salads and stir-fries. Direct sow Mizuna seeds about 1/4 inch deep in well-drained soil, spacing them an inch apart initially. Once seedlings develop their first true leaves, thin them to 4 to 6 inches apart and enjoy those thinnings in your next salad. Mizuna appreciates consistent moisture, but tolerates some drought once established. Like most greens, it performs best in cooler temperatures and may bolt quickly in summer heat. Consider planting it in a spot that receives afternoon shade if you're growing during warmer months. Harvest outer leaves regularly to encourage continued production. The more you pick, the more it grows, giving you weeks of tender greens from a single planting. The eighth vegetable on our list is baby spinach. True baby spinach leaves can be ready in as little as 25 to 28 days, which is significantly faster than waiting for full-size plants. The variety I recommend is Space. This smooth leaf cultivar germinates quickly, grows vigorously, and produces tender, dark green leaves, perfect for fresh eating. Space spinach grows well in USDA zones 3 through 9, and here's a welcome bonus. It handles light frost without complaint. In fact, a touch of cold weather actually improves the flavor, making the leaves sweeter. Sow spinach seeds directly in the garden about ½ inch deep in rich, well-drained soil. Spinach prefers a soil pH between 6.0 and 7.0, so adding some compost before planting helps create ideal conditions. Keep the soil consistently moist during germination and thin seedlings to 3 to 4 inches apart. Spinach bolts aggressively in hot weather, so focus your plantings in spring and fall when temperatures stay below 75 degrees. Harvest outer leaves first when they reach 3 to 4 inches long, or cut the entire rosette at the base. Baby spinach is incredibly versatile, equally delicious in salads, smoothies, or lightly wilted as a side dish. The 9th fast-growing vegetable you should know about is tatsoi. This rosette-forming Asian green produces beautiful spoon-shaped leaves that are ready for harvest in just 21 to 25 days. If you've never encountered tatsoi before, picture a low-growing plant with glossy, dark green leaves arranged in an attractive circular pattern, almost like a flower. It's as ornamental as it is edible. Tatsoi grows reliably in USDA zones 4 through 9 and offers impressive cold tolerance, sometimes surviving temperatures down into the low 20s. This makes it an excellent choice for extending your harvest into late fall when other greens have given up. The flavor is mild and slightly mustardy, with a pleasant crunch, somewhere between spinach and bok choy. Direct sow seeds about 1/4 inch deep and thin seedlings to 6 inches apart for full rosettes, or grow them closer together for baby leaf harvests. Tatsoi appreciates consistent moisture and partial shade during warmer weather. Harvest individual outer leaves as needed, or cut the entire rosette at the base. The tender leaves and crunchy stems work beautifully in salads when young, or you can stir-fry mature plants with garlic and sesame oil for an authentic Asian side dish. The 10th and final vegetable on our list is baby bok choy. This compact Asian green rounds out our collection perfectly, delivering those tender stems and mild-flavored leaves in just 28 to 30 days. You're right at that 1-month mark, but the results are absolutely worth it. The variety I recommend is Mei Ching Choy. This miniature cultivar forms adorable palm-sized heads with pale green stems and darker spoon-shaped leaves. Unlike full-size bok choy that can take 50 to 60 days to mature, Mei Ching Choy is specifically bred for quick harvests. It thrives in USDA zones 4 through 9 and offers better heat tolerance than many other bok choy varieties, making it suitable for summer growing in many regions. Sow seeds directly in the garden about 1/4 inch deep, then thin seedlings to 6 inches apart. Baby bok choy appreciates rich, well-drained soil and consistent watering. Harvest when heads reach 4 to 6 inches tall by cutting at the base. For continuous harvests, practice succession planting by sowing new seeds every 2 weeks throughout the growing season. Baby bok choy is the star of stir-fries, but it's equally delicious grilled, roasted, or added to soups. And now for the bonus tip gardeners swear by. Here's something most people don't realize about these fast-growing vegetables. You can stack your harvests by interplanting slow and fast crops together. Plant your radishes, microgreens, or garden cress between rows of tomatoes, peppers, or other long-season vegetables. By the time those bigger plants need the space, your speed crops are already harvested and gone. This technique, sometimes called relay planting, lets you pull 2 or 3 harvests from the same garden bed in a single season. You're not just saving time, you're multiplying your garden's productivity without adding a single square foot of space. The fast growers also help shade the soil, reduce weeds, and keep moisture in while your main crops establish themselves. It's one of those simple strategies that experienced gardeners use to get more from less. Thanks for sticking with me through the entire video. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more gardening tips, and check out our other videos on growing a better garden.